So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to go over every single mono team. We're going to look at their team, we're going to look at the characters, and then I'm going to quickly go through each of the characters in terms of how you want to kind of be building them up when it comes to using the correct stamp card, etc., gear set, all that good stuff. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing, just to kind of make life a lot easier, since you know, some are still asking about you know, can this character work with this, and so on and so forth. So we have got Komamura, who is the battlefield skill user. We've got Yoruichi, who is the main DPS attacker. We've got Nemu, who's the main supporter, and then Chad, who is just an attacker. And so clearly, Nemu, Komamura, Yoruichi, that is your main power team. Obviously, if you don't have Yoruichi, you sub in for Chad, of course, for the time being, until things switch up and you actually do pull him. So that's kind of like the premise of how the power team is working and what we have to work with. Again, utilizing them in a different situation is pretty tough, because obviously with Komamura, if you want to apply his battlefield skill, you would need another power unit in that team. So for example, let's say you have Chad, you know, run that together, activate Komamura, and then your third slot would be a support unit. You could throw in Orihime in there. If you want to throw in Rukia, she's also viable, right? So you've got your options in terms of on how you want to go ahead about tackling that. Again, if you've got attackers, aka Yoruichi, you can throw in. If you've got a battlefield skilled user of a different typing, if you can potentially link that up, so that way she's going to be the main attacker for that, whilst still making good use of that battlefield skill. So that's kind of like the rotation play on what we're kind of looking out for. Honestly, when it comes to Nemu, only touch her when you've got your power team sorted. I'm just going to put it as straight as possible. So it is predominantly, if you've got Yoruichi or Komamura, that's when I guess you could say you should really start working towards your power team. Obviously, I've got Komamura right now, so I need to actually get in there. We're rocking and rolling. So I've got my 2 power units ready to go, if that's something that I need to utilize for typing wise, and then later on in time when I get Yoruichi, I'll have the complete package. So with that being said, I don't want to waste your guys' time. I kind of want to just get this info out there, because of course I've got to do it for every other team, so that way everyone has an idea on what they're doing with their characters. So with Komamura, of course, the way you want to kind of look into him in terms of his weapon, obviously if you don't have his initial weapon card, the alternative will be the power coup, of course. Just kind of giving them more damage. Again, lasts for 12 seconds, but it will do for right now until you get lucky enough, because again, with the game, with how the game works, eventually you will get the regular SSR banner characters, weapons, whatnot, in due time, of course. So if you don't have his weapon card, rock with the purple one, where he's just kind of like doing some sort of Neji palm attack. Going forward into the stamp card. Now, of course, stamp cards are farmable. However, it does require RNG. Unless you grind it so much and you've got 100 pieces to create it, god damn. Obviously, if you get the Komamura one, as per usual, you'll put that on. Now, alternative choices. If you do... Oh, that is not it. If you manage to get this high rarity one, this also kind of works with him quite nicely, because it does effectively work with battlefield skill users. So after casting a field skill, the entire team will gain a buff effect that increases all damage by 8%. So again, can't go wrong with that. A lower rarity back-to-back fight, that will be your alternative use. Each time a field skill is cast, an additional attack of the same attack will be triggered, and the damage is equal to 25% of the damage of the current field skill. So predominantly, that's kind of what we're working with. These are your 2 alternative choices. If you don't have any of these, just pretty much anything to do with attack, that will be your plan B. But once you start getting field skill cards in, such as the 3 as I'm showing here, these are the ones that you would resort to. But if you don't have any of those, just go with anything that gives him any type of damage increase, because that's pretty much the plan B for him. And then of course, I mean, it's kind of a given in terms of his gear set. It's going to be, I guess, the Komamura set, of course, because again, this will effectively work in his favor, given attack up and field skill. Substats wise, yeah, you can put attack into him. I mean, there is a chance of you getting. I mean, there's also sudden damage, so you can also look towards that. Wow, so we got ultimate charge rate. If you want to kind of apply that, that's absolutely fine. But that's kind of, yeah, raw attack. I don't think crit and whatnot is going to be that highly necessary, to be fair. If you want to beef him up a little bit, you're more than welcome to give him some defense, of course, but as long as you get raw attack, some additional damage, then yeah, that will work just as fine in terms of stat wise. But again, if he does get some defensive stats, it's not the end of the world. Kind of beef him up. So yeah, there's that. All right, Yoruichi. So Yoruichi, we know exactly how she works. She's an absolute menace to society. So obviously you want to apply with her gear set. Stat wise, you want there's critical hit rate, there's critical hit damage, there's attack power. Essentially, as long as you cater to those, she'll be she'll be doing some crazy damages. So just kind of focus on the offensiveness. Now, of course, weapon wise, you want to apply her set if you don't have it, as per usual, just like with what Komamura will be using. So you might need to have more than one, if I'm being honest. Again, if you don't have many of these, obviously you want to focus on giving it to your attacker. Just go with giving, if you don't have any good SR ones and whatnot, then you'd resort to having to use rares. Unless you just want to give them the SR for the stats. I mean, would that even matter? Might be best just to go with rare, just so that you get the additional base attack up, or base defense on base HP. In this case, will be base attack for Komamura, of course. When it comes to the stamp card, of course, as per usual, if you have Yoruichi's stamp card, then that is exactly what you are going to be applying, which, funny enough, I already have, which I'm very happy about. Now, again, with attackers, there's a lot of options. Again, this also falls back onto Komamura, so if you don't have Yoruichi's skill card, then you can apply the symbol of the captains of the 13 squadrons. There we go. And then, of course, with that, it will always correlate into, for this one, special attack launch, the additional attack of the same type will be triggered, dealing equal to 25% of the current special attack. And then there's a lot of similarities to that card with other SRs, but again, there is this Eisen one, which is pretty nice. Each time a technique is launched, an additional attack of the same type will be triggered, and its damage will be equal to 65% of the current technique. We've also got reach the higher places, because this requires combination or combos, and because Yoruichi is very high on the combo hits. The number of combos increases, the base attack damage of the character in the battlefield increases by 6.5% up to a maximum of 10 stacks. The effect disappears once the combo count resets. So I think for her it'll be quite nice, because again, she's high on the combo counter of things. And then in terms of each time a technique is launched, an additional attack of the same type will be triggered. These are your alternatives, lower rarity ones. Do you want to fight? And the same goes for running towards danger. So again, those lower ones, again, if you want to push over to Komamura, you can also do that if you don't have any of those battlefield stamp cards, of course. Oh, is this another one? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Nemu is next. She is the support, so it is very, very simple. Of course, you want to put the Urahara set on her. Stat-wise, just make sure that she's got any type of survivability. If you want to push for her ultimate gauge, then you can go ahead doing that. So HP, defense, ultimate gauge increase. That's kind of what we're looking out for. Again, if you have her card, throw that in there. It's designed for her, kind of self-explan. If you don't have it, there is a method one, and this one will, after using the technique, the entire team will receive a buff that increases their attack by 6%. So again, perfect for her. In terms of, sorry, that's the weapon, man. Sorry. So those were the weapons. Those are your choices. In terms of the stamp card, again, if you have her stamp card, put that on. Alternatively, there is this Kenpachi one called Now It's My Turn. And this, after launching an ultimate, the entire team will receive a buff that increases their base attack by 6%. That lasts for 25 seconds. There's also a healing one, which I'll have to, I don't think I'll put it on the list, but I'll quickly find it for you guys. But high rarity, if you've got this Yoruichi and Ichigo one, you're not worthy, or you are not worthy. Damage dealt of other team members of the same typing, or the same damage type, will get an 8% increase. So hence why I say, that's kind of stipulated to monotyping right there. So this is the other Kenpachi one, very weak. After using technique or ultimate, the entire team will receive a healing effect that lasts 2 seconds, and that restores 5% of the max HP every second if it cannot stack. So if anyone out there is like, I need heals, because, you know, it could be the case where some people need some healing, and they'll be like, Orihime is not enough, or she's specifically for the blue typing. I mean, technically speaking, Orihime is more of a universal support, but if you have your set team, your set mono team, and you still want that healing, you can resort to this card right here to give you some healing if you need it. So there is that option. Again, realistically, you want to put that onto your support. And then lastly, we got my boy Chad, which, to be fair, Chad works in a similar fashion to what I've already explained through Yoruichi. So again, gear set wise, you want to apply the Yoruichi one. I was going to consider putting in the Renji one, the Renji set, but the Renji set is RNG, and there's no point. There's no point faffing around with all that BS. So you might as well just get the Yoruichi set on him. Once again, just make sure you are getting the attack power increase, additional damage, crits, and all that good stuff. Just kind of building up as a DPS for the power team, or the strike team. Sorry, I don't know why I say power. It's strike team. Yeah, if you do manage to get his weapon card, apply that. If not, once again, the alternative will always be Neji Palm Fist, as I like to call it, and then of course stamp card. It will be either his or what I've previously shown for Yoruichi. I would actually exclude this because his combo won't be as heavy, so I wouldn't consider running that onto Chad. So yeah, that's kind of looking at the strike team in terms of how to build each of the characters. And again, team comp wise, again, Komamura, he's the battlefield skill user, so you need another strike user with him in order to activate that. So that way your main DPS will fall into it being Ichigo or whoever. Any other DPS, again, Chad will also be an alternative play. If you have Yoruichi already built up, she can fit in quite nicely. Again, she's the main DPS, so just put on a battlefield user. If you can, keep the same typing of the battlefield skill user. That way you'll have the battlefield at the ready. Or Uryu will just be the option. Again, he's universal, he's overall. I've already spoken about it. You guys know the drill. In terms of the SRs, honestly, if you need it desperately, then Chad for damage reasons. I would leave Nemu till last if I'm being completely honest. So that's kind of how things are looking. But yeah, that's the strike team. I don't think there's anything more to say. I am eager to see on what more addition will be added to the strike, because we don't know anything about strike. We know that blue is next. After blue, we know that yellow is going to be getting some characters. I don't know if I might have to do a video on that actually. We don't know what's happening for Slash. Yeah, Slash and Strike are kind of out of the equation. But to be fair, Slash is disgustingly OP, so aka the red team. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. I'm going to get on doing the yellow team. I'll probably leave the blue team till last because I have to look into Hitsugaya a little bit more. But I will do a blue team for you guys ahead of time. Why not? Or I might just leave it. We'll see. And then we'll leave Slash till last because I want to. There's going to be so much. There's Ichigo, man. There's going to be so much. Anyway, yeah, we'll leave it there.